First of all, thank you, Rakesh, for joining and accepting my invite. The purpose of this space, I mean, the way typically I do this space is the idea is not to discuss any technical stuff or any strategy or any such thing. The idea is more to know you as a person and you as a trader, and to understand your journey, what all things you have gone through in your life as a trader, and what all things you have learned and experienced, and what is the advice that you would like to give to others. So that's going to be the broad framework of this discussion. And as I had mentioned to you, we'll the initial 20-25 minutes we'll sort of have it between you and me, and then we'll open it up for the audience.
Yes.
So yeah, that sounds good.
Yeah. Thanks for having me, Gordon. I'm all set.
Great, fantastic. So, Rakesh, maybe we'll start with understanding where are I mean, if you could give us an idea about your overall background, where are you originally from, and what were you doing before sort of you got introduced to the stock markets, and then maybe we'll come to how you got introduced to the stock market.
So basically, I'm a Mumbaiker, born and brought up here in
Hmm.
Mumbai. All my schooling and college and my professional everything degree has been acquired from Mumbai. And I live in western suburbs, Kandivali.
Hmm.
And I don't know whether many of people are aware, Malad, Kandivali, Borivali is an area in Mumbai where you'll find thousands and thousands of traders,
Hmm.
discretionary and systems and whatnot, all kind of stuff in stock market. This particular western suburbs, is filled with stock market people, and yeah, even I have a very broad circle of friends here, and we eat, drink, and sleep market every day. So, uh,
So
yeah,
what are you from a education perspective? You
I'm a commerce graduate and professionally qualified as an ICW.
okay? Okay.
And initial years of my life, I was accounts manager and finance manager with several companies
Hmm.
before I joined Naman Securities in 1999 as a finance manager, where
Hmm.
I had a real-time encounter with the live market. Before that, I had kind of a small exposure in 1991 when I was in the final year of my graduation, when
Hmm.
Harshad Mehta bull run was going on that time. So
Oh,
like
okay.
like many other youngsters, like how people got into COVID time Teji right now, I
Hmm.
even got lured into Teji of Harshad Mehta that, in 1991-92, and
Hmm.
I borrowed some capital, gambled, and lost entire capital and all that. That is how I started in 91-92. Then I
Huh,
took a
huh.
breather for several years before I started encountering market since I joined Naman in 1999.
Hmm.
So yes, since '99 I'm full time in the market.
Okay.
Initially, I was playing administrative and management role in the stockbroking company called Naman Securities,
Okay. Okay.
and gradually I started developing a prop desk there, discretionary
Hmm.
traders and jobbing desk and BTST and all that, fund-based arbitrage. So
Hmm.
that that is where I started taking first-hand experience with the market, and then I started actively trading markets since 2006-7.
Hmm. Hmm.
2012-13, I turned myself into an algorithmic and systematic trader, and from that day on, the journey is still on. It's almost 10 years. I'm a algo trader and a
Hmm.
system trader, developing systems and trading them. And yeah, currently I'm completely non-discretionary trader. I'm a system trader and a algo trader, and
Okay.
I trade multiple non-correlated strategies, and try and generate a decent return with a limited risk scenario. That is what I do in markets.
Hmm. 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 Got it. So you have your own firm, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Wealth Compound.
So after working for 19 years in Naman Securities, I founded my firm called Compounding Wealth Advisors with an idea to trade market in algorithm and systematic manner. And I'm a SEBI registered investment advisor. And
Okay.
yeah, I advise my clients on derivatives, based on systems. So that is what my company is 4.5 year old. So uh, first 1.5 year, we were just setting up the company and all that. Then 1.5 year went into Corona, as everybody knows. Now,
Yes, yes.
last 1.5 year, like yeah, we are doing decently in the area of
Mm.
research and development of derivative advisories, and yeah, we're doing well
Uh,
by grace
uh,
God.
Yes, no, no, absolutely. So, tell me one thing, Rakesh, as a trader, what are some of the, how should I put it? If you could name one bad experience of your life, I mean, which sort of really taught you, taught you a lesson, any one, event, trading event of your life, which you could maybe want to narrate to us.
So bad experience as such, like yes, I had a very bad experience in 1994, and
Hmm.
when I was a senior accountant in a broking company, and
Hmm.
somebody whispered in my ear in the evening chat that tomorrow Thomas Cook is going to announce bonus, and
Hmm.
I was very thrilled to know this news, and I started thinking I am the only one who knows this news, and I'm going to make a killing tomorrow. So,
Hmm. Hmm.
and not realizing that I was the last one to receive the news. Everybody in the world was knowing, and buy on rumors, sell on news. वो भी अपने को पता है. That time I was very
Hmm.
very naive. I actually took that very seriously. Early in the morning, I wanted to put in a trade, so I didn't have an account then. So I asked my friend,
Hmm.
why don't you buy
Hmm.
500 shares of Thomas Cook for me? They're going to announce bonus today, and probably I'll make some
Hmm.
uh, quick buck and get out of it. And my friend was a seasoned player then, so he advised me, don't
Hmm.
do that, Rakesh, please.
Hmm.
Keep on
Hello, Rakesh.
coming to. Yeah, yeah, I'm there.
Rakesh, I think your yeah, your voice broke off. I think
Yeah,
in
yeah,
between.
I know.
So, uh,
So uh, my friend advised me against that, and he said, Rakesh, don't do that, and probably generally we are the last one to receive the news. But then I was hell bent. No, no, I've got confirmed sources, and guess what? I bought Thomas Cook, and I,
hmm.
I lost probably 4 to 5 months salary on that trade.
Oh,
So
okay, okay.
that that one incident in 94 95, I thought कि यार ये तो कुछ अलग ही प्रकार का market है. You have to be very very agile, and you can't just take it casually. So barring that, I
Hmm.
don't
Hmm.
have many negative experience per se. 1991
Hmm.
92, I lost a lot of money, but yeah, money keeps on coming and going. Your wealth keeps on fluctuating with the market and all that. But I don't.
Right.
I've never blown up my capital as such, because by nature I'm little risk averse, and I generally call myself a risk manager than a fund manager. So
Hmm.
I
Hmm.
would like to call a risk manager. I generally think in terms of how much risk I'm carrying on the book right now, and whether there is a risk of ruin and all that. So and generally in all crises, I'm light in my positions. I uh,
Hmm.
somehow sense it beforehand, and by God's grace, nothing untoward has happened so far.
Hmm. Hmm. Got it. Got it. So, Rakesh, you having been in the markets for such a long period of
Yeah.
time, what do you feel are some of the do's and don'ts, or any advice that you would like to give to others, like in terms of what are the things one should take care of and avoid or do or not do?
See, I think we should avoid taking market casually. See, most of the newcomers think this market is very easy to trade, and people sitting here are making some easy money here. That is the
Hmm.
greatest mistake one can have. Uh, if
Hmm.
you take any profession, for example, doctor or a CA or any other profession, like you go through a proper education, right? You do your 10th standard, you do your 12th standard, you become a graduate, and then you become a professionally qualified person. And suppose there is some professional training
Rakesh,
requirements. Yeah.
I
Yes.
think there is some internet connection problem at your end. It seems like your voice is going off, or
Now it's fine.
yeah, it's better, much better. Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Please go ahead.
So Sorry. So for any profession or anything, you actually go through a lot of training, right? You go a lot of
Hmm.
education, and even after being professionally qualified, you
Hmm.
go through some internship or something. Then after that, you are ready for the practice or ready to earn a better buck. But with markets, our expectations are little unreal. Like we want to be in the market and start making money from the first day or first week or first month or maybe first year
Hmm.
without undergoing the requisite training that is required.
Hmm.
Unfortunately, there are no formal institution available where you can get the training and all that. It's like all by yourself, and yeah, you have some seminars, webinars, some some books available, some video courses available, but there is no structured way of understanding the market. So before jumping big into the market, before actually committing serious money, you should spend some good amount of training period. Like I remember in diamond community, like they used to have a 3 year pay, without payment training for the
Hmm.
people
Hmm.
to understand the quality of diamond and what purity is there, how to cut it, how to understand it, and they used to train for three years without payment,
Hmm.
and then they used to start trading the market. So like
Hmm.
any other profession, this profession also requires you to undergo training. Unfortunately, there are no formal or structured institution available to train you and all that, so you have to take it upon yourself,
Hmm.
train yourself, and be around people who are doing this, be around profitable trader.
Hmm.
That is one thing that one must do, and do a lot of reading, do a lot of research before actually committing serious money.
Hmm.
And you should have a risk appetite for this, because this market will uh, fluctuate, this market will result into losses at times, and
Hmm.
you should set your expectation right and real. And
Hmm.
risk management is something you should learn beforehand before learning actually any profitable setups.
Hmm. Hmm.
So that's a piece of advice that I would like to give everybody.
Hmm. Hmm. राइट राइट सो राकेश थोड़ा करंट मार्केट की बात करते हैं ओके
Yeah.
आप व्हाट्स योर सेंस ऑफ यू नो जनरल एंड अगेन I'm not obviously we are all just discussing and observing so
Yes.
market में तो कुछ भी हो सकता है everyone knows that
Yeah.
but what's your broad take of where we are and where do you see market do you see much more correction or more correction or you think market would stabilize here? What's your overall sense
If
of
if if
the
if I
markets?
if I give you a helicopter view of what is happening,
Hmm.
the bull cycle started after Fed started quantitative easing, and they started printing money left, right, and center somewhere during COVID times to stimulate the economy,
Hmm.
because there was sudden
Hmm.
collapse of demand and they wanted to stimulate the economy with, and they started printing money. The whole market, bull market started then. Commodity cycle पकड़ लो या कुछ भी पकड़ लो, entire तेजी started there.
Hmm.
For me, the first warning sign was when they stopped quantitative easing and they started quantitative tightening.
Hmm.
So the entire trade is
Hmm.
unwinding now. So when the free
Hmm.
money was like thrown at everything and anything, like including NFTs and cryptos and whatnot, like even cars and luxury watches and everything was hitting uh, kind of skyrocketing prices, because of the
Hmm.
free
Hmm.
liquidity that was thrown at the market. And now, as
Hmm.
the Federal Reserve has started unwinding this, the
Hmm.
weaker hands are falling, and actually they are taking even stronger hands along with that. So,
Hmm.
and because of the side effect of those excessive money printing, inflation has, of
Hmm.
course, spiral out of control. Everybody knows that, and that is the talk of the town right now. Every single person knows what is the inflation right now in worldwide, and
Hmm.
to control that demon, they are going to tighten more and more and more, and probably
Hmm.
how excesses happen on the downside, excesses also happen on the upside. So
Hmm.
we had a negative rate of interest scenario so many years in several economies.
Hmm.
So we can have a very very tight regime and higher interest rate scenario for the next few quarters, and that might
Hmm.
cause a recession, and that might
Hmm.
cause equity to underperform for the next two three
Hmm.
quarters. That is what my hypothesis is. Before the recession hits, the Fed and all central bankers are going to tighten. They're going to kill inflation, kill demand, and once everything is settled again, probably they will normalize. So I think you're looking at
From a level perspective, where do you see what's your take?
my
And if
take is
say
it's advisable to sit on cash right now, and not venture much and let things settle. अभी किसी का रिजल्ट्स वगैरह कुछ भी खराब नहीं आया है. नेक्स्ट कपल ऑफ क्वार्टर्स यू विल सी लॉट ऑफ नेगेटिव रिजल्ट्स एंड डाउनग्रेड्स इन अर्निंग एंड ऑल दैट. सो देखो, जैसे तेजी में कोई टॉप नहीं होता है, वैसे मंदी में कोई बॉटम भी नहीं होता है. करंट सिनारियो अगर आप ट्रेड सेटअप देखें तो बेरिश सेटअप है, और जो भी बाउंस बैक आ रहा है वो एक्चुअली रिलीफ रेडी है, एंड दैट इज बीइंग सोल्ड इनटू. आपको ब्रॉड पिक्चर ध्यान में रखना पड़ेगा. ऐसा नहीं है कि आप मैक्रो या ब्रॉड पिक्चर को इग्नोर करके यू कैन पे, बिकॉज अल्टीमेटली इट्स एन इंटीग्रेटेड वर्ल्ड, राइट. सो बटरफ्लाई इफेक्ट जैसे होता है कि मतलब बटरफ्लाई यहाँ पंख मारता है तो पूरा यूनिवर्स में फर्क पड़ता है. इट इज लाइक दैट, जब अगर यूएस से कुछ होता है तो इंडिया में भी फर्क पड़ता है. तो आपको ध्यान तो रखना ही पड़ेगा. लेमन लैंग्वेज में बोलूँ तो सिट ऑन कैश, एब्सोल्युटली कोई घाई मत करिए. अगर आपको वैल्यू दिखता है, आपको समझ है, तो वहाँ फंडामेंटली साउंड, जहाँ अर्निंग्स है, रीजनेबल प्राइस टू अर्निंग है, रीजनेबल प्राइस टू बुक है, रीजनेबल रिटर्न रेशियोज है, ऐसे में इन्वेस्ट करो. या तो फिर बहुत बहुत शॉर्ट टर्म ट्रेडिंग करिए आपको, एंड यू प्ले बोथ द साइड. सी, इवन बैड मार्केट इज एन अपॉर्चुनिटी टू मेक मनी, राइट. ऐसा नहीं है कि सब ऊपर जाएगा हम लेंगे तो ही कमाएंगे. हम शॉर्ट करके भी कमा सकते हैं. तो स्ट्रॉन्ग एडवाइस इज यू स्टार्ट प्लेइंग बोथ साइड ऑफ द मार्केट. आप खाली एक लॉन्ग साइड मत खेलिए, क्योंकि लॉन्ग साइड 12 महीना रहता है और शायद 1-1.5 साल शॉर्ट साइड भी खेल सकते हैं आप. सो ब्रॉड अभी जो सेटअप है वो डाउन साइड का है, तो ज्यादा एडवेंचरस होने का जरूरत नहीं है. थोड़ा शॉर्ट टर्म ट्रेडिंग कर सकते हैं इवन ऑन द अपसाइड, कि थोड़ा सेटल हो, बाउंस बैक आए, रिलीफ रेडी आए. बट इट इज गोइंग टू बी वेरी, यू हैव टू बी वेरी निम्बल फुटेड. You can't have a long term view right now. Let the market settle where it wants to, and then probably you can form some view.
Got it. Yeah. Great. ठीक है, तो what we'll do is, Rakesh will open it up for the audience round, and let's see what all questions we have. But let's see.
Yes.
Yeah. ठीक है. Let the questions start. Let the questions start coming in.
Yeah.
In the meanwhile, so while I have one question for you, Rakesh, which is, how are you positioning yourself, given that what you said is your view? How are you positioning yourself, like in your investment side as well as from a trading? Trading, though, I guess it's long and short everything. So that's, but from an investment perspective, what are you? How are you sort of trying to navigate this?
So the very reason I become a systematic trader, because I don't have a bandwidth to track fundamentals of so many 5,000 companies. So and I'm not a very good discretionary trader either. The very reason I came into algorithm, I'm basically long short player. I'm not a believer in buy and hold. I do very little investment, and I do investment where I understand a bit. I don't do much investment, and all my general capital is either tied up with my business and in long short systems, and that is what I prefer. But still, if you put a gun on my head where you should be investing somewhere जहाँ जैसे आईटीसी हुआ, जहाँ अर्निंग का विजिबिलिटी है, नॉन इलास्टिसिटी है, जहाँ वो इन्फ्लेशन का प्राइसिंग प्रेशर पास ऑन कर सकते हैं. समथिंग लाइक रिलायंस यू कैन थिंक ऑफ, वेयर एनर्जी प्राइसेस आर at almost few years high, and refining margin काफी अच्छा है वहाँ पर. You can think of Mahindra and Mahindra, and you can think of something like McDowell. If you want to put a gun on my head, I will say these are the areas where you can invest, where monopoly situation है, जहाँ pricing power है, जहाँ आप कस्टमर को आप पास ऑन कर सकते हो जो भी इन्फ्लेशनरी प्रेशर है वो अर्निंग, क्योंकि अर्निंग सबका अर्निंग थोड़ा मतलब डेंट होने वाला है बिकॉज ऑफ द इन्फ्लेशन दैट हैज हैपेंड इन रॉ मटेरियल साइड ऑफ इट. एंड आई थिंक वी आर मतलब, see, if you had asked me the same question 6 months back, I had say 50 ideas. Today if you ask me, I have very few ideas. That speaks of the state of the market. मतलब अभी बहुत ही कम आइडियाज है जहां आप इन्वेस्ट कर सकते हो श्योरिटी से कि भाई यहाँ पैसा कम नहीं होगा. तो अभी पूरा पैसा कम नहीं होगा. अभी ये है कि लार्ज कैप में क्वालिटी में रहना चाहिए. अभी स्मॉल कैप मिड कैप का वो नहीं है, एंड स्मॉल कैप मिड कैप एक बार करेक्टिव फेज में आते हैं तो इट टेक्स वेरी वेरी लॉन्ग टाइम टू स्केल द न्यू हाइज. सो स्टिक टू लार्ज कैप करंटली, दैट इज व्हाट द एडवाइस. एंड रिलायंस देख सकते हैं आप, महिंद्रा देख सकते हैं. and
Right.
some extent McDowell वगैरह भी आप check कर सकते हैं.
Right. Right. Got it. So I think we have a couple of questions coming in. Anish, do you want to go ahead?
Yeah, hi, am I audible?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
yes, Anish.
Oh, hi, Rakesh sir. Nice talking to you.
Say-
So, last year you had shown a setup of long straddle, right?
Yes,
Setting it up 24 days before the
yes,
expiry.
yes, yes.
So, it's in net negative till date. So, do you want to throw some light on this?
So if you had probably follow-up sessions, if you had followed up on the sessions that I took,
Hello,
like April,
Rakesh.
May, June, and December, you were not supposed to do the long straddle. You were supposed to short the straddles.
Hello, Anish. Can you hear
And
me?
Yes, yes,
can you hear me, Anish?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
yes.
So, few months like initially, some April, May, June, and December, you're not supposed to do that, and I had actually clearly mentioned that. And on this month, you can actually short. And again, this long straddle, I had given one interview in Samco, and I had actually shared one strategy where you can actually sell weekly straddle as well. So it could have saved you from your losses. I'm not tracked it whole 12 months, but in between the several months, you doubled your money, you tripled your money, and some months you actually lost money. So uh, uh, against that long straddle, if you keep on doing weekly also, either intraday or overnight, you will definitely make money. And you can actually see my interview on Sanko YouTube channel, and I have given that strategy away there as well.
Okay, Rakesh sir, I haven't checked your session in Samcos. I'll probably check it out.
Yes, yes,
Thanks
yes,
for
yes,
your
yes.
like, yeah. That's it,
Thank
brother.
you. Thank you. Nikhil, you want to ask the next question?
Hi, am I audible,
Yeah.
sir?
Yes, 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 yes.
Rakesh sir, first I want to say is thank you.
Oh,
I have been doing the long straddle from the time you explained it in Vivek Bajaj show.
oh,
I am profitable. I am
oh
profitable,
my,
sir. Actually,
different experience, same strategy. This is what happens. This is
yes,
market
sir.
for you.
Uh, sir, I actually want to thank you once again because I had some queries in the strategy, so I tweeted it to
Yeah,
you, and you actually replied so neatly and told me that you do one thing: you start from expiry to expiry,
right,
forget about the 24 days.
right, right, right.
That also you did it.
Yes,
Thank you very much, sir. I am net positive, and from the past 4 months, I did not do the short straddle
yeah.
because it's just that my temperament doesn't suit with the shorting.
It's absolutely
So
fine.
I am
It's
just
absolutely fine.
so I'm
Whatever
just
suits you.
yeah.
Whatever suits you.
So I'm just sitting, sir. Sir, one more thing I just wanted to ask is, as you said that now the once this June ends and the quarter results comes up,
Right.
the EPS, if Nifty companies start showing the negative or subdued results,
Right.
the P will once again shoot up,
Yes.
and once again market will become much more expensive.
Yes.
So it is becoming so right now I am sitting completely in cash, sir, right now.
Right. Right. So
So
yeah.
what would be the ideal level in a Nifty where I can start with the Nifty Bs or something like in a strong Nifty 50 companies to go about?
So I am not a fundamental analyst. I don't track all these earnings and all. But what you're saying is correct. There will be some deceleration in earning. Currently, Nifty is looking reasonably priced, thanks to the kind of changes that NSE has made. Earlier, they used to track only standalone earnings. Now they are tracking consolidated earning also. So some part of consolidation has gone into earnings, and that is why you are seeing reasonability in valuation as well. Earlier, like people were just tracking 12-month trailing on standalone basis. So that is important change that has been happened since last 4, 5, 6 months. So you must keep a track of it. Secondly, see, India is in a relatively sweet spot compared to the world, but if there is a storm worldwide, we will also get impacted somehow. The the current trade is people need money back home in United States and the Western world. That is why they are selling left, right, and center. And if you ask me what level Nifty can settle, I think it can settle around 14,500 levels, where it will fundamental will again start looking good. But you never know, because even slowdown has not even started. There is a talk of slowdown, right? And market reacts in advance. The market has already reacted to what is coming, upcoming slowdown. So when the actually slowdown happens, market may not react. Market might
Okay.
have discounted by then. So
Okay.
14,500, between 12,500, 14,500, that is last breakout what happened 12,500, and that is the area of support. 14,500, I think that is somewhere actually, if you have money on your hand, you can start SIP. So rather than timing the
Yes,
market,
sir.
you can actually divide your purchases between 6 months, maybe 12 months, or 1.5 year, and that will be rewarding. So uh, instead of going at one go and trying to time the market, divide your money into maybe 12 installments, or a 9 installment, or maybe 18 installments, and start buying gradually. That is what one can do.
Hmm.
Sure, sir. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very
Thank
much.
you, thank you. Rakesh, one more question from my side. As someone who manages a big fund, for yourself and for your clients, generally we see in Twitter, especially, that people, believe that anything, people have very high expectations of returns, right? What, according to
Yes.
you, is a respectable return, or which one can really hope for? So, as a trader, monthly return, or
So
on an average.
So, see, it's up to you how you set the tone with yourself and with your clients, whatever your clients are.
Hmm.
So, to set the expectation right, it's your job to communicate clearly with whoever you are dealing with,
Hmm.
what kind of return one can expect.
Hmm.
Return is always a function of risk you want to take. Gordon. I think market is fluctuating enough. Market has enough instrument to generate whatever return you want,
Hmm.
but to generate those return, what kind of risk you're willing to take. So basically, you decide your pain point first. So you go inverse actually.
Hmm.
What kind of pain or drawdown you are willing to take, and return actually is a function of leverage. How much leverage is available in the system.
Hmm.
Particularly, I'm talking of long short.
Hmm.
लॉन्ग ओनली आप कुछ भी कर लो, 20 22 24% से ज्यादा कैगर नहीं आएगा.
Hmm.
और इवन इफ यू आर द बेस्ट फंड मैनेजर, आपका डिकेट 15 साल 18 साल 20 साल का एवरेज 20 22 25 से ज्यादा नहीं आएगा. वो भी पास्ट में आया है, आगे जाके वो भी टेपर होगा.
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
So coming back to long short and options,
Hmm.
like options, naked options has a leverage of 5 times.
Hmm. Hmm.
This defined options has a leverage of around 12 times,
Hmm.
12 to 50, and option buying has a leverage of 35 times.
Hmm.
So return is like is available in plenty.
Hmm.
लाइक आपका प्रीमियम एक दिन में डबल हो सकता है, और आपका एक प्रीमियम एक दिन में जीरो भी हो सकता है.
Hmm. Hmm.
सो योर रिटर्न, बट आप पोजीशन साइजिंग क्या करते हो, कितना लिवरेज कैपिटल का ले रहे हो, उस पर रिटर्न डिसाइड होता है.
Hmm.
रियल आई थिंक विथ reasonable certainty 24 to 30% can be regularly generated with 5 to 10% kind of a risk,
Hmm.
and with very moderate, I think 2.5 times uh, leverage, you can generate this kind of return. And if you want to take more risk and generate more return, is absolutely possible.
Hmm.
But while increasing the return, you must diversify.
Hmm.
Okay.
Hmm.
So when you add more capital, you diversify into non-correlated strategy. That is what the holy grail is.
Hmm.
The moment you diversify into various strategies, various instruments, various time frame, various geographies, and all that, your stability of return increases, and your probability of losing your almost goes to zero.
Hmm.
So it should be diversified enough across time frame, across instruments, across strategies, and across geography. So international market also you should try and, so that is what the long term plan is for me and my organization.
Hmm.
And that is the path I would advise everybody,
Hmm.
because return, I'm telling you, return is possible. 30 40 50% is also possible,
Hmm.
provided you take more leverage.
Hmm.
The more the leverage, the more the risk management has to be really really tight.
Hmm. Hmm.
So whatever return you want to take, but of course, what kind of drawdown you can take, that is also something, that question you need to ask yourself first.
Hmm. Hmm. Uh, Yeah, we have a question from Sovit. Sovit, hi. Good evening. You can ask your question.
Hi, hi Rakesh ji.
Hello, Soul. Hi, Soul.
How are you?
But fine, fine, fine. Tell me.
Good. Ajay, I have a question for you. Like you said that in this market we have to play long shot, right?
Yes.
It's better if we can do that. So how to build that? Like most people we know that are comfortable on the long side, but shorting is not very easy for most of the people, right? So how to build that mindset and how to like and now shorting you'll have to do in derivatives, right? So how to like limit your leverage so that you don't blow out.
So, long back when I started as an independent organization 5 years back, so with you had visited my office if you remember. Hello, Sovit? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Ah,
Yes, Rakesh ji.
you had
Yeah.
visited my office, right? 5 years back
Yes,
when
sir.
it
Yes,
happened.
sir.
So
Yes, sir.
that time, whatever product I had launched for myself and whatever product I was trading is 1:1 product. Okay, and I mentioned about it in my money control interview with Shishir Asthana as well. You can actually Google it and. How being anti-fragile was the title of that particular article. If you mix long with long shot, okay, uh, your risk actually reduces to half and your return actually doubles, almost doubles. Okay. So when I say double, suppose you are having a 24% return and say around 40% drawdown, which is very fair in a long only scenario. You will agree so with this is constantly happens in long only.
Yes, sir.
30,
Yes, sir.
40% is very normal drawdown. And
Yes,
with
sir.
systems in place, you can generate around 20, 24, 30% over a period of time, longer period of time. Okay, on an average.
Fair, fair. Yeah.
Suppose you are doing a long only portfolio of 1 crore. Now you combine that with a long shot. You take an exposure of 1 crore in long shot. What are the long shot that you think you can pick and choose your instrument? You should choose high beta instruments like Tata Steel and SAIL and Bank of Baroda and SBI, all those kinds. But if you do 1:1, your risk will actually reduce to half. Your 40% drawdown will go to 20%, and your 24% return will go up to 50%. So in that, actually, you are making use of leverage and hedge both. So when the market is good, your long short portfolio will also go long, and your long only also is long. So you're basically leveraged. So you are two times in the market leveraged. And suppose the market gives up, then your long short portfolio will go short, and basically you are hedged against your long. And suppose market goes into a bear market, your long only portfolio is liquidated, and your short is actually short in the market. So you basically play between minus 1x short and plus 2x on the long side. And this is how you can control risk, and you can, believe me, Sovit, you will have not a single negative year if you do this.
Right, sir. So, but how to build that mindset to short? Like, it's not easy to short, right?
So you don't have to build mindset. You have to build a system, right? And follow the system. You are a system trader, so you know better, right? You build a system and follow it, and just backtest it for last 10, 12 years. Prepare for the drawdown. See, you are running a long only for yourself, right? And you are already saying 25, 30% downside already in your
No,
portfolio.
my daughter is only 9, ten
Oh my,
percent
you are
as
great.
of now.
Maybe most of the people are seeing it. Probably your drawdown is little lesser, but most of the people are 25, 30% down. So why don't you use that downside as a drawdown of long shot? Okay, and you will have a better experience. Believe me, it's important that we play both the side of the market because you will have times where market will not deliver returns for 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, even some in some cases 10 years as well. So, and by God's grace, we have world's very latest developed exchanges like NSC, where we have all the instruments available. Option is available. Bank Nifty weekly is available, and stock futures are available, and very liquid market. And I think you should think on that line and think it is a system trader. I think you should be able to make it.
Okay, and sir, how much leverage should one take by when we are going short?
So when you're going short, you should actually to be very conservative. Whatever your long portfolio size is, your gross exposure short should be equal to one. Okay. So suppose you are running a 1 crore portfolio, your even if you are 100% short in the market, your exposure on the short side should not exceed 1 crore. So 1:1. I would say to upside leverage 2 times. Downside में you are long only में you are only liquid 100% and then you are short 1 time. So that is that
Got it. Yeah.
that is the ratio you should be following.
Thanks. Thanks.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, thanks, Sovit. Rakesh, there is a one guy is I think trying to get in, but he's not able to. I think Aditya, why don't you do one thing? If you're hearing me, can you type out your question and send me on DM Twitter? Uh, yeah, I think no worries. Uh, Rakesh, while the next question is coming, actually, I was not planning to ask you any strategy, but I listened to I listened to this I listened to this question, or rather, someone praising your long option strategy. So, would you mind just explaining very briefly what it is in 2 minutes? I mean, not more than that.
Yeah, I will explain it in 2 minutes. And if somebody wants to have a little understanding of that, I've shared that strategy on face-to-face interview with Vivek Bajaj,
Acha.
and that video is put up as a pin tweet on my Twitter.
Oh.
So if somebody wants to have a detailed look at it, in simple terms. Actually, I was wondering when everybody was shorting straddle. I was wondering like straddle में है क्या? पूरी दुनिया short कर रहा है, तो let me backtest. So I backtested and I found monthly straddle shorting does not have an edge.
Okay.
If you do it mechanically without adjustment, I am talking everything without adjustment. See, people will short it, do adjustment, and will make money. So I am not confronting that. What I found is if I buy at the money straddles at the beginning of expiry and leave it to expire, okay, with proper positional sizing, if the system has a positive edge, system is profitable every year. Only caveat is you have to leave in June and December. Those are not profitable months for buying options. Other than these 4 months, you can actually buy monthly option and leave it to expiry, and it is profitable.
Okay.
So this was kind of a revelation for me when the entire world was talking about shorting straddle. I actually backtested those strategies and found that, and I've shared that and I've explained the detailed position sizing also, how you should do it, what kind of capital you should have to buy one lot, and how much amount you should keep for your buying of premiums at the same time drawdown. And then as a follow-up, in my interview with Samco, I gave a follow-up strategy where you can actually sell weekly options against those long straddles.
Oh.
So you can actually generate 42% aram se with around 10-15% risk.
Wow.
And believe me, they are pretty relaxed strategies, and it can be done. And they will be profitable. It looks like they will be profitable because in our market, realized values are higher than what is priced in option. And when you buy options, actually upside is unlimited and downside is limited because premium actually 1 rupee premium can go to 0.
Yeah.
So your downside is fixed.
Yes.
But 1 rupee premium can go to 100 also. So your upside is not fixed. So risk reward is actually kept in your favor if you do proper position sizing. It should be done with proper position sizing. That I have explained clearly in that video.
Wonderful.
So people can actually, yeah.
Wonderful. I'll go through that video myself. But one quick question that comes to my mind, and which probably I don't know might get answered in the video, but nonetheless, let me ask you. So instead of monthly, you said we can also sell weekly against that. But what if we were to do long itself in weekly?
I've not tested the hypothesis, but
I can.
Yeah.
So for the weekly long straddles, the problem is that your movement will not be very high to justify the premium. If you look at it from the premium paid and the profit, it will not be very high. And what's happened in the last week, the entire time the VIX has not really moved as per expectation. I mean, there was enough fear and volatility in the market. So this is my other question to sir, and I really thank him for explaining all the concepts in very clear terms. My question is that why is the VIX, the India VIX, not really reflecting the true volatility which is there in the market and the fear? Because
I give you one reason.
Yeah, yeah.
Twitter.
Okay.
Because the entire India is shorting options.
Right.
So my son is 21-year-old and his friend 22-year-old. By profession, he's a cricketer and he's selling straddles every morning.
Okay.
So we are actually see everything, anything, any price movement is a function of demand and supply.
Right.
Currently, I think most of the people are selling options, and that is actually suppressing the volatility. And the realized vols are higher than what is priced in. And people are not realizing. If you do it consistently, see, some expert will make money, some professional will always make money, no matter what they do. No matter they buy options, no matter they sell options, they'll make money. So let's not talk about those outliers, 1-2% people. We are talking 90-95% of people. So मार्केट में आपने ऑब्जर्व भी किया है, आप यूएस का वीक्स अपने से 10 पॉइंट्स हायर है. आप समझो मेरी बात. यूएस
Right.
इज
Right. Right.
US is a developed market. You are talking 50% higher volatility there. And we in India are selling options at 22 weeks also. એટલે,
Right.
I think people on the buy side has an edge provided they do proper position sizing. I'm telling you this option space is very very misunderstood. It's a wonderful space if you use it right, and it's a very deadly space if you use it wrong. So, without proper understanding, I'm not recommending anything, but with proper understanding, I think sky is the limit in options. You can have multiple combinations of making money. And
I absolutely agree. I absolutely agree, sir.
yeah, so I think left, right, and center, everybody is selling without realizing. थीटा डिके होता है, लेकिन थीटा के अलावा और भी ग्रिक्स होते हैं जो लोग रियलाइज नहीं करते. वेगा भी होता है, गामा भी होता है, वो सब रियलाइज नहीं हो रहा है. लेकिन ठीक है, एक दिन ब्लो अप होगा तब सब सामने आएगा. अभी वो क्रिप्टो का मेल्टडाउन कैसे हुआ,
True.
द होल आर्ग्यूमेंट वाज क्रिप्टो कैन ओनली गो अप एंड कैन नॉट गो डाउन एवर. तो जब तक वो चलता है तब तक वो इनडिफेंसिबल है, आप उसको डिफेंड नहीं कर सकते आर्ग्यूमेंट को. लेकिन जब 80% निकल जाता है तभी आपका आर्ग्यूमेंट वैलिड होता है. तो सेम सेम थिंग गोज विद ऑप्शंस. ब्लो विल हैपन, एंड माय गेस इज इट विल हैपन इंट्राडे समडे.
Yeah.
सब स्टॉप लॉस डाल के बैठे हुए हैं और किसी का बीट फील ही नहीं हुआ.
I absolutely agree with you, sir, because a lot of YouTube speakers have given straddle strategies, but they don't tell to how to manage risk. I have another question, sir. And
Yes.
let's say assume that the markets really go in a bearish territory.
Yeah.
Would it be a good strategy to buy a very long term call option? Let's say December expiry. Assume that the markets are near to the bottom or so. Let's say a 15,000 call option in December expiry.
So yeah, this will happen once. Once the VIX cools off, that is the right time to buy long term call options. See, at 22, even if market comes into your favor, the volatility
Yeah.
will go down, and that will result into kind of your options not rise much. So at some point, you will find market is bottoming, and VIX is cooling,
Right.
and you will find options cheaper than what they are today. And that is the time probably you can buy long dated options. This is not the time to buy it, I think, because market has some downside left. Secondly, VIX are even at 22, they are a reasonable VIX. And once the market settles and people start believing that it has bottom, VIX will definitely settle, and that will be the first sign. For me, if anybody wants to look at the sign, look for crude to settle below 100, look for VIX to settle below 80. That is the first sign where you can actually think about market as make a bottom or not.
Sir, thank you so much, sir. That was a great learning for me. Thank you very much, sir.
Thanks, Adit.
Thank you, sir. So we have a question from Equity to Beat.
Yes.
Yeah, go ahead.
So lighter note start. Twitter is a just gray market.
Yes.
99% do not put order in the screen on the screen. Sorry, just
Okay.
a lighter note. I am starting. So
Yes.
we have seen VIX around 60 to 65, 70, 80, and we are
Yes.
currently trading at 22, 23. So
Yes.
option trading is just a different subject to adjustment of the risk. People
Right.
start using as a trading.
Right.
So मैंने जब पढ़ा था एज ए लेमैन और स्टूडेंट के रूप में ये हेजिंग इंस्ट्रूमेंट था और
बराबर.
स्टिल आई बिलीव टू मैनेज to use just hedging, not for
Yes.
trading.
Yes.
Lekin people are, making screenshot or giving strategies to make money through the strategies. मेरे को समझ में नहीं आता. मेरा अगर पोजीशन अटकता है तो मैं मैनेज ही करता हूँ. आई डो नॉट वांट टू पुट माय मनी इन दोस ऑप्शंस, सो जस्ट मेक मनी. अगर मेरे को अंडरलाइंग समझ में नहीं आ रही तो ऑप्शन स्ट्रेटेजी कहाँ से समझ में आएगी? लॉजिक, सिंपल लॉजिक.
Yes. So,
So,
so what is your question, Equity?
so my question is, keep, we have break all the support levels or weekly, monthly, or EPSP, whatever we are talking about. So how to just manage my long term portfolio, because still I am not losing more than 2% as of now.
Okay.
So how to manage now further if market fall more 5%, 6%, 10%? So I know my portfolio will down by significantly, might be possible double. So
Okay.
at the current level, how to manage I mean long term portfolio?
So you have a very sweet problem, right? You are down 2%, and your long-term portfolio is still intact, and at some point it will double. So
Yeah.
what is there left? What is left to manage now? You manage everything well already.
Sir, just
Isn't?
basic, अगर यहाँ से अगर, क्योंकि still I believe we are not as bad as US market or any other international or developed market. We are not as bad in shape. But still I feel in fear. अगर मैं हाई से 20% नीचे जाऊंगा तो जैसे कहते हैं ना कि कॉमन सिनारियो है कि 20% अगर हम लोग क्रैक कर गए हाई से तो हम लोग बियर मार्केट में चले जाएंगे, क्योंकि बियर मार्केट का रिबाउंड भी बड़ा शार्प होता है. आई नो दैट. बट
बराबर.
लेकिन मेरा पोर्टफोलियो अगर इंटैक्ट कर रहा है तो माइट बी पॉसिबल कि कुछ लार्ज कैप या स्मॉल कैप परफॉर्म अच्छा कर रहे होंगे, लेकिन एट लास्ट में क्रैक सबको होना है. जैसे जस्ट गिविंग वन एग्जांपल, इफ यू हैव 1 मिनट. सो ऑटो परफॉर्म कर रहा था पिछले 1 महीने से, पिछले 1.5 महीने से. नाउ गिविंग साइंस ऑफ कूल ऑफ.
Yes.
Sorry, Equity, can I just interrupt here? Can you please ask a question? I think we have a few other speakers also.
जस्ट ओनली माय क्वेश्चन इज हाउ टू मैनेज. मैं अब तक मैनेज कर पाया हूँ. अगर मेरे को यहाँ से निकलना है तो शुड आई एग्जिट होल और continue to manage myself?
I think it's a good idea to have some liquidity in hand. So if you have protected your portfolio, you should raise some cash and wait for uh, the event I mentioned, like crude to cool off, Ukraine, Russia to settle, and VIX to settle below 18. And these are some of the signs that market is ready. And see, crude going down will be the first sign where inflation will also settle. तो ये आप देखते रहिए, थोड़ा कैश रेज करिए. और since you are managing well, I wish you all the best. आप आगे भी अच्छा ही करेंगे.
Great. We have the next question from Param. Param, go ahead.
Hello, good evening, sir.
Yeah.
हाँ भाई, हाय परम, डायरेक्ट फोन कर लेता.
करूंगा सर. इस बात में अचानक से आया था, आपने जो बोला था स्ट्रैडल्स के बारे में. सो अकॉर्डिंग टू लाइक व्हाट शुड बी द राइट पोजीशन साइजिंग कि इतने मार्जिन पे अगर है तो यू कैन सेफली सेल अ स्ट्रैडल इफ यू वांट टू बी लाइक शॉर्ट.
एक तो मार्जिन आपके पास ज्यादा है ना, तो सिंगल स्ट्रेटजी तो करना ही नहीं चाहिए. फॉर मी स्ट्रैडल इज जस्ट वन स्ट्रैटजी. इंस्ट्रूमेंट आप डाइवर्सिफाई करिए, निफ्टी बैंक निफ्टी करिए. यू कैन एक्चुअली, काफी लोग स्टॉक नहीं देखते, लेकिन वहाँ काफी जूस है. काफी लोग स्टॉक फ्यूचर्स नहीं देखते, स्टॉक ऑप्शंस नहीं देखते, लेकिन वहाँ ऑप्शन प्राइसिंग में काफी जूस है. तो आप डाइवर्सिफाई करिए. पर हम कॉन्सेंट्रेटेड पोजीशंस, yes, they will give you 80-85% of the time they will make you money. But one or couple of bad incidents, see, you want to be in business for a very long haul. So only free lunch is diversification. So आपके केस में, since I know you trade heavily in options, and आपके केस में the advice is आप instrument diversify करिए, time frame diversify करिए, strategy diversify करिए. Ultimately you are an option seller, stick with option selling. That is okay, that is your edge. बट अनकवर्ड नहीं रखना चाहिए. भले दूर के ऑप्शन 10-15%, जितना भी दूर आपको लेना है लीजिए. सी, आपको मार्जिन का बेनिफिट भी तो मिल रहा है ना. आप अगर विंग्स काटते हो तो मार्जिन का बेनिफिट भी मिलता है. तो खाली डोंट स्टिक टू वन थिंग. दैट्स व्हाट आई एम सेइंग. डाइवर्सिफाई अक्रॉस इंस्ट्रूमेंट्स, अक्रॉस स्ट्रेटजी. स्ट्रैंगल में भी पैसा है, स्टेरल में भी पैसा है, रेशियो में भी पैसा है, आयरन कॉन्डर में भी पैसा है, हर एक चीज में पैसा है.
वो तो है.
होगा क्या कि आपको कंसिस्टेंटली पैसा आएगा. कोई एक पर्टिकुलर, कोई भी स्पेस क्राउडेड होता है ना. अभी स्टडी इज अ क्राउडेड स्पेस. आप
वो तो है.
मतलब इट्स वेरी वेरी क्राउडेड पे, तो वहाँ पैसा बनाना खाली अभी जो कुछ 1% 2% जो प्रोफेशनल होंगे वो पैसा बनाएंगे, बाकी सब पैसा चुकाएंगे उनको। तो आप डाइवर्सिफाई करिए। आई थिंक कॉन्सेंट्रेटेड पोजीशन इज अ नो नो, एंड आई थिंक यू शुड लुक एट स्टॉक ऑप्शन एज वेल। स्टॉक ट्रेडर्स में भी काफी एज है, आप चाहिए तो बैक टेस्ट करिए, एंड चाहिए तो कनेक्ट मी लेटर।
आपको कॉल करता हूँ एक बार, इसके बाद
बिल्कुल
डाउट्स
बिल्कुल
आ रहे हैं आप जो बोल रहे हो ना, तो इंटरेस्टिंग सामान आ रहा है। चलो सर, इंक्वेस्टिव्स हो गई थी इससे वो पूछ रहा था। थैंक यू सर।
Thank you.
थैंक यू परम।
Thank you.
डाइवर्सिफाई करेंगे।
Yeah. Yeah. Samir, you can ask the next question.
Sir, good evening.
गुड इवनिंग।
Sir, what will make you super bullish or super bearish going forward?
सुपर बुलिश ऑलरेडी है हम अभी, क्योंकि थिंग्स आर नॉट लुकिंग गुड। सुपर बुलिश क्रूड क्रूड गोइंग बिलो 90, दैट इज द फर्स्ट साइन। डॉलेक्स गोइंग बिलो 101, that is second sign. US Ukraine settling, US and not US, of course, Russia Ukraine settling. These are 2 3 things I'm watching. And dollars going below 101, crude going below 100 or maybe 90, and Russia Ukraine settling. That will make me think कि बॉस अभी करेक्शन हो गया है। क्योंकि देखो, अगर आपने किसी ने 2003 से 7 का मार्केट देखा हो, बहुत बढ़िया बुल मार्केट था, ठीक है। 2007 तो मोस्टली सबको याद होगा, दोज हु आर पार्टिसिपेटिंग, लेकिन उसमें बीच में 2004 में सीवियर करेक्शन आया था, 2006 में भी बहुत सीवियर करेक्शन आया था। तो दिस कुड बी अ पार्ट ऑफ अ लॉन्गर बुल मार्केट इन इंडिया, ओके। बट व्हेन यू आर 30 35 40% डाउन, तो पोर्टफोलियो प्रोटेक्ट करना थोड़ा मुश्किल हो जाता है। तो सुपर बुलिश फॉर मी इंडिया के लिए, क्रूड बिलो 85 90, दैट आर्ग्यूमेंट। सेकंड, 101 डॉलर्स उसके नीचे जाए। थर्डली, रशिया और यूक्रेन सेटल हो जाए। आई थिंक अभी वीकेंड में है यूरोपियन लीडर्स वहां पर। लेट अस सी समथिंग, होपफुली समथिंग शुड कम आउट।
Yeah.
Right, sir.
By the way,
Thank you.
Rakesh, as you are speaking, I was just looking at the crude. I mean, just a quick. It's almost down from 123 odd levels. It's now down to 109.
So yeah, see, I, I think if the crude is where it is today, and if it goes down further, then you are looking at a durable bottom between 14.5 and 15,000. For India, crude matters the most.
Yes,
okay?
yes.
Only imports में खाली दो ही चीज होता है, गोल्ड एंड क्रूड। बाकी सब मैनेज हो जाता है। Then you are talking of a stable rupee, then you are talking of a stable earning, predictable cost, predictable pricing, predictable exports. So that should settle around 14.5 to 15,000. Provided अगर ये escalate नहीं होता है, I think Russia and Ukraine भी fatigued हो गया है अभी, and both of them are kind of looking a face saving exit into this, and कुछ ना कुछ होना चाहिए। अदरवाइज इतने बड़े स्ट्रक्चर के लीडर सब ट्रैवल करके यूक्रेन नहीं जाते हैं, वॉर जोन में स्टेट लीडर नहीं जाते हैं, if there is a risk. But the things must have settled there. That is what that is what the crude is pricing in.
Yeah.
And probably that is what yesterday Dolex also priced in. So you could be near possible bottom. I'm not saying it's a bottom, but you could be near possible bottom.
I think next question is from Kumar KMR. Sorry. Go ahead. Ask.
Yeah. Sir, I am Kumar.
Yes,
Sir, good evening. Good evening, sir.
Yeah.
Good evening.
Sir, actually, I have two questions. One is from equity and second is from FNO. First question is from equity, sir. I wouldn't. Can I mention the specific company name or so not?
Yeah.
You can mention, because I don't invest in any company. So there's a
Although you are,
disclaimer. I'm not
you are
invested in any of the companies you
registered,
mentioned.
then I do not have any problem, I think.
No, I am a registered advisor, but I do not invest in stocks. Don't worry. You can ask me anything. If I have a view, I will give. I am not invested in any of the stocks. Don't worry.
Okay, thank you. So, sir, I bought Arvindo at 825, and it is the average price, but it is down by 35% now. I put my 50% capital in this is only stock, and now it is down by 35%. Should I book the losses, or I should carry it on? First question is that.
First of all, whatever makes you uncomfortable, you should get out of the position. See, it's simple rule है। आपको अगर पेट में
I'm yeah, sir.
You can't understand. You can understand Hindi? No, na.
Sir,
You can
actually, I'm comfortable with this position. I can carry it on for next 1 year. For next long term, if I think it as a long term perspective, then what should I continue it or
So
exit it? Or
I do not have a view on Aurobindo. I don't track it. Technical structure, I've seen it. It is weak. So any bounce back is an opportunity to get out the Oro Pharma. I don't track fundamentals of Oro Pharma, so I have no view on that. But putting 50% in a single stock is a bad idea, no matter
yeah,
how confident you are. So that I advise against that, and diversification is a must. And see, ultimately average return आएगा तो भी you will make money. So uh, with 50% allocation to one stock, yes, you can double your money in no time, and you can half your money in no time. So that is not a game you want to play. And
Mhm.
if you're confident about the fundamentals and you're tracking it, probably you can continue to hold. But current structure is weak. So any bounce back technically is an opportunity to sell.
Okay, okay. So, and then second question is that uh, everybody knows that now everybody is learning options and everybody knows that selling is a profitable business in long term. What
Yeah.
if it is just a scenario question? What if everybody starts selling and nobody will be there to buy? Then what will the scenario of F
No, no,
and
that scenario is already there. Everybody's selling only.
yes?
Only people who want to do some hedge are buying. So
Okay.
hedgers are paying, hedgers are financing the lunch of sellers right now. Someday hedgers will make supernormal profit, and sellers will make a supernormal loss. And देखते हैं अभी काफी लोग जो those who are writing options, they are not making money since last 2 to 3 months, unless you are writing deep out of the money options and they go to zero. अगर आप स्ट्रेडल वगैरह कर रहे हो तो 2 3 महीने से काफी स्ट्रगल है. सो
हाँ सर 2 3 महीने से ऐसा लग रहा है सर कि अब सभी सेलिंग करना स्टार्ट कर देंगे क्योंकि हर कोई यूट्यूब पे हर जगह ये बताते हैं सेलिंग इज
हाँ
ए
तो
गुड
सी
बिजनेस.
ओवर देखो, कंसेंसस एंड ओवर कार्ड ट्रेड कभी प्ले आउट नहीं होता है. अगर हमारे स्टॉक मार्केट में वो पान वाला का आर्ग्यूमेंट होता है, अगर मेरा पान वाला बोल देता है ये स्टॉक ले लो, तो फिर दैट इज द टाइम टू गेट आउट ऑफ द मार्केट, राइट? सो ऑप्शन सेलिंग में ऐसा हो रहा है, तो आई थिंक इट्स अ क्राउडेड स्पेस, एंड काफी
तो
कुछ.
देन सर नई स्ट्रेटेजी को फाइंड आउट करना पड़ेगा या नया स्पेस देखना पड़ेगा,
नहीं,
क्या लगता है
ऑप्शन
सर
में
आपको?
देखो लिमिटलेस पॉसिबिलिटीज है. ऑप्शन
ओके
में लिमिटलेस पॉसिबिलिटी है. आपका आपका जो लाइफ टाइम है ना, वो कम पड़ेगा टू अंडरस्टैंड ऑप्शंस.
ओके सर.
इतना पॉसिबिलिटीज है, तो नई नई चीज है, सीखते रहिए. खाली एक ही एडवाइस है, कुछ भी अनडिफाइंड मत करिए, रिच डिफाइन करिए. विंग्स कवर करके काम करिए. बेचना है, देखो हर एक का साइक होता है. किसी का बाइंग का साइक होता है, किसी का सेलिंग का साइक होता है. तो आई एम नॉट आर्ग्यूइंग दैट कि आपको बाय करना है या सेल करना है. ओनली थिंग के जहां ओवर क्राउडिंग होता है वहां अंडर परफॉर्मेंस होता है, अंडर परफॉर्मेंस होता है वहां से क्राउड कम होता है और वहां परफॉर्मेंस आता है. दैट इज व्हाट आई हैव ऑब्जर्व्ड. तो ऑप्शन सेलिंग स्पेस में ये होगा, क्राउड को कम होना पड़ेगा, कुछ लोगों को लॉस करना पड़ेगा, तब जाके कम होंगे, तब जाके विक्स रिजनेबली प्राइस्ड होगा, तब जाके ऑप्शन सेलर पैसा बनाएंगे. अच्छा,
ओके सर, यही थे सर क्वेश्चन. थैंक्स.
थैंक्स कुमार.
Thank you. What we'll do, Rakesh, is maybe we'll take one last
या
question from Nikhil. I think he wants to ask a question again. Nikhil, go ahead. And then we'll
या
sort of
या
break Rakesh. Huh? Yeah.
या
Yeah.
या
Nikhil, go ahead.
सर आपने जो स्ट्रैटेजी बताया था उसमें मैंने और एक चीज ऑब्जर्व की है सर. आई एक्चुअली ट्रेड डेरिवेटिव समटाइम्स. तो आई
ओके,
यूज ओनली फ्यूचर्स बिकॉज मेरे को ऑप्शन समझ में ही नहीं आता था सर. तो मेरे को बस वो
बराबर
डेल्टा का ही करना था. वन थिंग आई ऑब्जर्व सर,
बराबर.
वेन एवर आई हैड माई पोजिशंस दोज पोजिशंस विथ मी एंड जो भी फ्यूचर का मैंने बाय या सेल करता था, इट यूज टू गिव मी डबल प्रॉफिट्स. मतलब ये भी मेरे को एज अ हेज भी काम करता था और ये मेरे फेवर में भी काम
यस
करता था. अभी
यस
क्या हो गया सर, अभी बेसिकली इन दीज 4 months सिंस आई एम नॉट यूजिंग दैट स्ट्रेटजी, मैं अभी इट इज कम्प्लीटली नाउ नेकेड हो रहा है सर मेरे से. तो एनी अदर
ओके.
स्ट्रेटजी सिंपल वन, मतलब ये कॉम्प्लेक्स तो मेरे दिमाग में जाता ही नहीं है सर. सो एनी सिंपल वन वेयर आई कैन यूज फॉर अ हेज एज फॉर अ फ्यूचर सर. only in these 4
You
months.
are you are asking you are asking for some simple option strategies.
Just as a hedge only for these future derivatives. मतलब कहीं अगर 1000 पॉइंट ऊपर खुल गया या 1000 पॉइंट नीचे खुल गया मेरे अगेंस्ट, तो थोड़ा सा वो प्रोटेक्शन के लिए सर, बस ओनली इन दीज 4 months. All other 8 months it is by
So
default protected.
if you buy at the money options and keep it at the money, सालाना 5-6% 7% में आपका हेज हो जाता है.
ओके सर.
सो पीस ऑफ माइंड भी रहता है और आपका पोजीशन हेज भी होता है. सो यू शुड ट्राई दैट. बाय ऑप्शंस एट द मनी, कीप देम एट द मनी ऑल द टाइम, एंड सो उसमें आपका सालाना 7-8% में काम हो जाता है. And if your strategy is generating more than that, then you will have a hedge as well, right? And you will have a return as well.
You want to say that I have to continue even in these 4 months if I am trading?
Yes. Hedging is a different thing. Absolutely. Your purpose is different, correct, right? See, आपका पर्पस क्या है कि आपका फ्यूचर का जो पोजीशन है उसको आपको हेज करना है. तो आपको माइंडसेट यही रखना है कि उसमें मुझे कॉस्ट तो लगेगा, उसमें आप कमाने का कोशिश मत करो. हेज में कॉस्ट तो लगेगा. ओनली थिंग आपका जो स्ट्रेटेजी का रिटर्न है वो हेजिंग कॉस्ट से ज्यादा होना चाहिए. सिंपल है. ऐसे में आप ज्यादा कैपिटल भी डिप्लॉय कर सकते हो. अगर आप कंप्लीटली हेज्ड हो तो ग्लो अप का रिस्क नहीं है.
जी सर. थैंक यू सर.
Great. Rakesh, thank you very much. I think you have been
thanks Gordon for having me. Great audience and I enjoyed the conversation and ये तो unwinding हो गया पूरा वीक का.
नहीं, good. See, one of the things I thought about when I requested you to join as my guest is, you will bring with you a lot of practical knowledge and experience, because ये सब someone like you who has been there, done that, who has really been involved in managing various strategies, so thanks a lot. You really gave very insightful answers. So with that, I'll sort of close the session and wish all of you, Rakesh and everyone in the audience, a very happy weekend and a great trading week ahead.
Thank you all.